Yo, yo, Black Family Powers, KingLeonX, the Human Liberator. This is episode 76. Episode 76 of Take Charge of Your Life, Take Charge of Your Mind, Take Charge of Your Mental Attitude. This is our midday self-mastery, self-motivation series. Yes, where we make the choice. We make the choice every single day to practice a few simple disciplines that's going to measurably increase the quality of our life. Every day we practice a few simple disciplines that are going to measurably increase the quality of our life. This is what we make the choice to do. And I'm so happy and grateful now that we are at episode 76 and I'm able to discuss this topic today, which we're talking about how to set long-range goals. See, most people are not considered. Hold on. Let me get the talk back to me all the way. Okay. Most people are going to run away from this topic. Most people are going to run away from this topic. Today we're talking about how to set long-term goals. Alright, I'm trying to give y'all this message in 30 minutes or less today. How to set long-range goals. You see, discipline, we covered discipline. We covered the fundamentals, right? We understand it's a half a dozen things, a few simple disciplines that we need to practice on an everyday basis, okay? And that's going to lead to success. We need to just correct. We need to make the choice to just correct the errors in our judgment, correct the few errors in our judgment, okay? And practice and replace those few errors with a few simple disciplines, okay? And we know that that's going to lead to wealth, happiness, discipline, and success, right? Just by focusing on these fundamentals, we know that, right? And so knowing that wealth is a study. If you want to be wealthy, you study wealth. If you want to be healthy, you study health. You want to be happy, you study happiness. Just like if I wanted to be an astrologer, I would study astrology, right? If I wanted to be a botanist, I'll study botany, right? Right? If I wanted to be a chemist, I would study chemistry. So what we're studying is wealth and happiness. We're studying personal achievement. We're studying ourselves, right? If you want to be yourself, study yourself. If you want to become your greatest version, study yourself. You see, study the possibilities, the limitless possibilities of your future. Okay, so this episode, we're talking about how to set long-range goals. This is a very special episode. The thing about goals, it's like only 3% of adults have written goals. Only 3%. Only 3% of people, 3% of adults in America, where you can say, yo, go grab your list of goals. Go grab your well-planned, well-thought-out, well-meticulated list of goals. Go grab them. I know you know what you want to do in your head, maybe. Maybe today you do, tomorrow you don't. But I want you to go grab your list of goals. This is what I want you to do. Right? Only 3% of people, that's only 3 out of every 100 people will be able to do that. Right? And so I'm a part of that 3%, and that's where I need you to be. All right? I've been a part of the 3% for years on years on years, well before I became a black nationalist, well before I started speaking black power or any of those types of things. Right? So we're going to be doing this is a Leaders or Readers challenge. We're reading out of 7 strategies for wealth and happiness. All right? We're on chapter 3. Goals, how to set them. And in the section of long-range goals, I'm going to read through this and then we're going to pause. We're going to pause in between and I'm going to show you when I actually, the things that I did, the action steps that I did from the first time me reading this years and years ago. Now, anyway. Wait, hold on. Is them drums? Yeah, because I got to talk black to me. And we talking about your goals and your dreams. We got to get the vibes right. That's why we got them drums on. Anyway, listen. In chapter 1, we discussed the importance of discipline. Now we're going to start exercising this positive trait. Right? We know that if we made the choice to practice a few simple disciplines every day, it's time to, what does it mean by practice? If you haven't done so, get out your notebook. Like, oh, I meant to say that. This is a notebook type of episode. This is the type of episode that there's going to be a lot of action steps and a lot of clear processes to implement, which will measurably increase the quality of your life. So I know people be taking notes. Some people be taking notes. This is definitely an episode that you want to be taking notes or save so you could come back to it and actually not miss a thing. Because we're about to transform ourselves, and we're about to transform you from the spectator or the reader to the participant and the writer. The kind of homework that you're about to do here is a little unusual, but it lasts a lifetime. The subject is goals. And soon you'll learn goals are a lifelong preoccupation, ever evolving and ever changing. Why should you put yourself through this? Because by doing the work, you're taking the first steps towards developing the kind of life you've always dreamed about. By doing the work, you're developing the first steps, you're taking the first steps towards developing the kind of life you've always dreamed about. But it will never happen for you if you don't do the work. So let's get on with it. The sooner you exert the discipline, the sooner you'll enjoy the results. And once the results come in, I promise you won't mind one bit. Once the results start coming in, we promise you won't mind one bit of the little effort that it took you to do these exercises. Alright? Now we're at the section of long-range goals. In your notebook or on a sheet of paper, I'm assuming that y'all have a notebook out or a sheet of paper, and so I'm gonna go slow. In your notebook and on your sheet of paper, write the heading long-range goals. Long-range goals. Your task is to answer the question, what do I want to do within the next 10 years? Right? So I'm gonna pause right there. Right? Because I'm gonna show you. Because I'm serious about this shit that I be talking about, and this ain't just some book that I just picked up. Now I'm gonna show you. This, y'all know what if y'all been watching Take Charge of Your Life, this is my life purpose mission statement that I wrote in 2013. Check the date on this book. This is way before KingLeonX. This say Leon M. LaFleur Jr. Way before KingLeonX. Way before I ever said Black Power. May 19th, 2013. Where I'm talking about my definite major purpose in life, right? But so in this book, look, boom, I'm trying to tell you, I read this book as well. The action steps that I'm telling you that I'm suggesting that you do, I'm showing you that these have done, I did these years ago. So what it say right here, and we're gonna go along, family. In your notebook or on a sheet of paper, write the heading long-range goals. Long-range goals. I did this 4 years ago. Your task is to answer the question, what do you want to do in the next 10 years? The key to doing this exercise is, the key to doing this exercise effectively is to take as little time possible, writing down as many items as possible. Take 12 to 15 minutes for the whole exercise, and try and write down about 50 different items. Alright, so the question is, what do I want within the next 1 to 10 years? The next 1 to 10 years, what do you want? Right? You take out a sheet of paper, you write long-range goals. And then everything that comes to your head, you write it down. You want at least 50. When I did this exercise, so we go this whole page, that whole page, and that, right? Did this exercise years ago, okay? And it says, to help you get started, consider the half a dozen questions or guidelines, right? Consider the half a dozen questions or guidelines, right? What do I want to do? What do I want to be? What do I want to see? What do I want to have? Where do I want to go? And what would I like to share? Okay, so I'm going to repeat that again, right? Remember, we talk about action steps today. Today, this ain't an episode for the people who just like to watch. This is an episode for the doers. Okay, this is the episode for the people who, when they type make the choice, who actually mean that, who actually mean that they intend to practice a few simple disciplines and correct their errors in judgment. It means that they are going to get clear about the direction that they want their life to head in and the value that they bring into the marketplace, okay? So we talking about how to set long-range goals. Take a sheet of paper, right? Write long-range goals at the top. Consider, what do I want within the next 1 to 10 years? Take 12 to 15 minutes writing down as many things as you can think of, at least 50. All of the things, right? You have unlimited resources, unlimited time, unlimited capital, unlimited everything. What would you want? What do you want to have? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? What do you want to see? Where do you want to go? What would you like to share? Again, because this is a video that you're going to have to run back because you will have to go back, pause, take 12 to 15 minutes, write, complete the exercise, and then come back and press play. I'm going to continue. But again, the guidelines to consider are: what do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to see? What do you want to have? Where do you want to go? And what would you like to share? Okay? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you what do you want to see? What do you want to have? What do you want to go? Or where do you want to go? What do you like to share? Right? Remember, I did this in 2013. Remember, 2017, I live out my goals and dreams. I've been living out my goals. I've been living out my goals and dreams ever since 2013. I came hip to some new strategies and processes in 2012, which made me make a life purpose statement. Right? But I never stopped my self-mastery. And so what I'm trying to tell y'all is the book that we read is 7 Strategies for Wealth and Happiness. When you read books, when I read books and they got action steps, and they're books from people, self-made millionaires, people who then went from generational poverty to generational wealth and secured that, and then now they live the good life, and they got some action steps for me that they said that they did that aided them in their process. I'm just here to let you know that I've been the type of person to execute those action steps. All right? This whole book is an execution of action steps. Right? This is why I live out my goals and dreams now. But we're gonna move on to the next point. But I just want y'all to know, like those questions that I'm asking y'all, this is all in my notebook. Right? Look, consider this. What do I want to do, be, see, have? Where do I want to go? What do I want to share? Right? So the first things first. Take out your sheet of paper, write long-range goals, and then use those guidelines to write at least 50 things. Take 12 to 15 minutes to do that. With these half a dozen queries in mind, answers the primary question. What do I want within the next 1 to 10 years? Allow your mind to free flow. Don't try and be detailed right now. This will come later. For instance, if you want a gray Mercedes 380 SL with blue interior, just write 380 and move on to the next item. After you've completed your list, review what you have written. Put the number of years you believe it will take to achieve or acquire the item on your list. Right? So this is what those numbers. So if you see a bunch of numbers in your mind, the edge of your mind. My goals when I did this exercise 4 years ago, which I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again today. Like I'm asking y'all to do it again. I'm gonna watch my video and do it again. See how much stuff has changed and see how much I've accomplished from that. But next to the items. Okay. Next, put the number of years you believe it will take to acquire each item on your list. Next to the items you think will reach a year or so, write the number 1. Next to the goals you believe it will take approximately 3 years to accomplish, write the number 3. Next to those you think it will take 5 years to accomplish, write the number 5. And those items you would think it will take 10 years to attain, write 10. Now check to see if your goals are in balance, right? So after you do these things, alright, so let me just, before I go into that next point, I want to show y'all, right, the action step. You want to make sure you check, you go, take 50, you write all the things first, right? You take 12 to 15 minutes, write down everything you want to do, be, have, see, touch, taste, experience within the next 1 to 10 years. Then you go through and then you write either a 1, 3, or 5 next to it, depending on 1, 3, 5, or 10, depending on the amount of years that you will believe that it will take you to get there. Alright, now check to see if your goals are in balance. For example, if you find that you have lots of 10-year goals, but very few 1-year goals, this could mean you're putting off having to act now by postponing the target date. On the other hand, matter of fact, I'm gonna read this last paragraph. And I'm going to come back tomorrow because I did my 15 minutes. It was a lot of homework. This video was packed with a lot of action steps. It's pointless for me to read the rest of this if you haven't done the action step. Right? Because this is important. This is your future, family. This is your future. My future is already 100% determined, okay? I'm already 100% in charge of my life and in control of my destiny. And there's nothing but good that comes to me, you feel me? Everything I do and everything I touch turns to gold, okay? And so I already did these strategies. This is a special episode today where we're talking about action steps and how to set long-range goals. If you just tuning in, then you start this video back over. I don't want to make it too long. I need people to see this. And I need people to execute some strategies. And then when we come back tomorrow on Friday with episode 77, then we'll talk about what to do with that list. Alright? So what I need you to do is take 12 to 15 minutes. 12 to 15 minutes of homework. Write out on a sheet of paper long-range goals. Take 12 to 15 minutes. Write every single thing that you want to do, be, see, have, all the places you want to go, and all the things that you would like to share. Right? Write all of those things. Take 12 to 15 minutes. Write them down. And then you go back over that list and write either 1, 3, 5, or 10 next to the amount of years you think it will take you to reach that goal. Alright? And then once you've done that, then I'll tell you tomorrow what to do next. Alright? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to come back tomorrow with what to do next. We're going to finish talking about how to set long-range goals, and then we're going to talk about how to set short-term goals as well tomorrow. But anyway, and then I'm gonna leave y'all with a weekend to really get serious and to execute on all of the action steps that I gave y'all today, and I'm giving y'all tomorrow. So other than that, y'all stay grateful. It's KingLeonX. This is episode 76. Alright, of Take Charge of Your Life. Where we don't wish for less challenges, we wish for more skill. Right? We don't wish that it was easier, we wish that we were better. We strive every single day to learn, to become more, to dream more, so we can have more, right? We strive every day to discover more, right? To become our greatest version, to execute a few simple disciplines, practice those on a daily basis to measurably increase the quality of our life. We are not in the business of giving our power away. We don't give our power away anymore. We realize that we control our smiles and tears, and we are our answer, and we are our solution. Right? We are our problem and our solution. Right? And so, other than that, fam, it's KingLeonX. Please take charge of your life.